And hello, welcome to Los Lobos Lucha Libre, your weekly recap of last week's Viernes Espectacular from CMLL. I am El Buntador, and with me, we got the full crew tonight, which is awesome. So we got Mikey. Say hi, Mikey.
Hello, everybody.
There we go. So we are covering the CMLL action from Viernes Spectacular, July 4th, this past July 4th weekend. I unfortunately could not watch it live because we had a blackout here in Jersey, but hey, that's what happens. I thought it was a great show, not to jump the shark on it. Very entertaining. At the end, I was like, whoa, what happened? What happened to the time? But let's get into it, talk about it. We start off with for one fall. On the technical side, we have Blue Shark, and these are all young talents coming up from the different schools. I believe we got representatives from the Mexico City school, and we have representatives from the Puebla school. The Technicos come out with in this match. I thought it was a very energetic match. It was a great match. Some minor mishaps here and there, but it had me going. Mikey, you were off last week. You're on now. What'd you think?
I thought this was a really fun way to open the show because, again, it is getting all these folks that we only got to see during the Torneo de Escuelas, but they've been popping up in all the other stuff as well. So I also love the plethora of gimmicks that we are going to be getting. I mean, we literally have a gladiator. Look at that mask. I want that so bad from Troyano. I'm not even going to lie.
That was sick. Yeah. Yeah.
But this was really fun. Sorry.
So, what'd you think?
I loved it. I don't know any of these guys, and I loved that. I mean, truly, I do. I love, you love your standard folks. You love your, Mascas and Neons and Templarios and Ultima, all these folks here. You love those guys, but I love watching new people, or at least people new to me, people I'm not 100% familiar with, because I get to watch folks demonstrate who they are, what they are. And it's so neat that I get to watch that for the first time, quote unquote. And I thought this match was great. I thought it was a fantastic opener. It was they were bouncing off of everything in this match. I mean, it was so good. It was so gymnastic.
Yep.
It was fantastic. And I was not bored at all. It was super exciting to watch. I mean, it was just like, wow, look at them just bounce and fly, and it was great. I loved it.
Yeah. And Primo, Agent Lo-Fi, thank you for pointing that video glitch out, because I thought I was having a stroke for a minute there when it went from Blue Shark and we're like out, and then all of a sudden the match had ended. So I but it wasn't. And I've been watching Troglodita for years now. Been cool to see him progress, and now here in CMLL. Yeah, that was definitely cool. It's definitely very exciting to see that this is the future of CMLL, and it appears to be in good hands. Very exciting opener. Moving on to our second match, where we have a best 2 out of 3 pinfalls. On our technical side, we had the Lano of Stigma and Rio Metálico, and then on our Rudo side, the Capitan was Cranio, our favorite Cranio, with Infarto and Calavera Jr. Primero and Calavera Jr. Segundo. The breakdown was the Technicos took the first fall, and then the Rudos went and took the second and third fall for the Calavera brothers, twins, if you will. Great work with them. They had a really cool, synchronized tope situation that was really cool. Towards the end when it got into the third pinfall, I kind of was concerned with all the miscommunication between Cranio and Infart, and I thought that we were setting up for the Technicos coming back for the win, but our boy Cranio helped and got one of the pins for that final Triunfo Rudo. So yeah, and nail on the head. This match was just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Papa, also, what'd you think?
Oh, I don't know. I was just like, hey, Papa, wait, what happened? So anyway, now that we're back to our regular programming, this was super fun. There's so many people in this that I know and love that it was just fun to watch. Wasn't. The two brothers, they remind me of the twins from The Matrix.
Yeah.
I don't know why. They just did. But Stigma, oh my God, I love Stigma so much. Cranio, oh my God, just that whole outfit was on fire and I was loving it. But this is another one that was sort of it's funny because the first one was very gymnastic, and this one felt more technical, felt more grounded, which I was fine with, and I loved it because it was just a super fun match, and I truly enjoyed it. I agree with you also because it wasn't little things. It like, I felt pretty big
Yeah.
miscommunications happening there towards the end. And I don't know what it was, but I saw that too. And I did get a little concerned. I was like, okay. I know you guys are like, all out balls to the walls, but that felt a little dangerous.
Yep. Yeah.
But other than that, good job, good match.
Yeah. Mikey, what'd you think?
I have to concur. I feel like when we're watching these things and scary moments happen, because there is the slight possibility, to quote the professor, sometimes it takes us out of what we are watching because then we are more focused on the safety and if everyone else is okay versus the action that we're seeing. But a lot of our CMLL talent is like putty because they bounce back right up for the most part. So
Yeah.
they take really good care of themselves to make sure that even when mishaps like this happen, that they're able to kind of bounce back and try to get back into the swing of things. I love this match a lot, of course. Even from this picture alone, it's just like the forces of good versus the forces of darkness, if you
Yeah.
will. Listen, I'm a big supporter of the big boys. Love me some big boy action. Like, Granero is one of my favorites. Love him. This was
Yeah.
a really, really good one. And I think this was a very good I don't know what it is. I think because they saw the success of what's been going on in a couple of weeks, we're getting a lot of Relevo Atomico matches the last month
Right?
or 2, which I've really been
Ye
enjoying. I'm like, "Please give
Yeah,
me
and they
more because it gives us more talent."
yeah, and they've been working well too, the that we've been getting. Yeah, I definitely would love to see more, and, hopefully CMLL will let them do their thing because they definitely work really well together. They got a great presentation. Yeah, make 'em a thing. Make 'em a thing. So we move on to our next match. So on our technical side, we have Los Dragones, Dragon Rojo Jr., Dragoyo, and Dragoya versus our ruler team of Felino Jr., El Cobarde, and Junior. Another really fun match. We got back to the acrobatics in this one. The Rudos were flying all over the place, and Iho they hit those crazy moonsaults off the ramp. So this was a Relevo Australiano best 2 out of 3. Second pinfall, Triunfo Técnico. In our third pinfall, we had a Triunfo Técnico. Some people did hit Benito Barricade hard. Speaking of safety, I was worried because they had medical staff come out, but at the end, everyone got up into the ring and was walking around. So that was good to see. What'd you think?
Okay. So first and foremost, we got to talk about Los Dragones' entrance, right? I was just
Yeah.
like, forget the lucha mask. I want one of those things. It was great. Yeah, Agent Lo-Fi, it's really hard because my go-to is always, it was fun. I had a great time. It was great.
Yeah.
It's been a hot minute for me because I haven't seen Los on Viernes. It's been like a hot minute since we've seen them. And I'm going to repeat this a lot, but I felt like this particular minus our main event, we got to see a lot of talent that we haven't seen in like a couple of weeks pop up on the Friday show. And that's, I don't know what it's in part from, but like we have a lot of our top talent traveling to other places. More on that in the Noticias section. But this was a fun show. This is giving me the same energy when another Fed had a bunch of their talent stuck in a foreign country. So the NXT roster had to come in to save a certain SmackDown, which ended up being the
Nice.
best episode during that time period, which was fantastic. So this is giving me this energy. It's just like the majority of our top talent is out doing other things. So let's get everybody else on the card, and everybody did a ballin' job. Now, so I enjoyed this. Bodies were flying everywhere. I love the Rudos. I mean, like you said, they were flying everywhere. But what I really enjoyed for me personally, and this is just a minor thing that my weird brain focuses and hyper fixates on, is I love the chemistry between those Dragones. Because we've seen some tag teams, some trios, some four-man teams, like they're together, but it feels like 4 individuals or multiple individuals thrown together to form a team. These 3 really feel that, well, both teams feel like it's like, oh no, we are actually true trios, if you will. We know each other in and out, and we can do things and work together, and everybody knows everybody, which I personally love because then it makes the match more spectacle, and I don't have to worry about. This kind of feels like individuals just thrown together. No, everybody works together.
Yep.
I love this match. This was fantastic, and what happened afterwards though has me even more excited too.
Oh, sure. But before we get to that, Papa, also, what did we think about this match?
I also enjoyed this match a lot, and I will agree with everything that Mikey said. The trio was so in sync with each other, because this was one of my things too. I was like, I like a good tag team that is in sync with each other and not just individuals kind of fighting on the same side, but like they were like anticipating, and they were like finishing each other's sentences basically.
Yeah.
And I really, really liked that a lot. Now, the Rudos were great too, don't get me wrong. But man, I don't think I've ever seen these guys. For some reason, I don't think I have. Have I seen them before? Maybe I haven't. Individually, maybe?
You've seen them in other iterations, but Los for Viernes Espectacular are relatively new. I believe this is the second time in the past few months that they've been on. Fact check, Agent Lo-Fi, thank you. But yeah.
I'm curious, because for some reason, I don't recall them.
Yeah.
But I love them. That's why I was like, have I seen them before? I mean, maybe I've seen them individually, or like you said, sort of out of sort of context or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, loved it. They were fantastic. Great match.
Yeah. And they got to hit the pyramid too for the second submission, which was cool. It was a 3-person submission that the Technicos hit, which built like a pyramid where Dragon Rojo Jr. was on top. It was really cool. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Cool. Thank you. Yep. The Dragons are a recent push, and yeah, CMLL so stacked that you kind of need to be in at least a trios to get some quality time, because yeah, they got a lot of talent in there. But yeah, at the end, Los end up challenging the Rudos, Jr., Cobarde, and Hijo de Stuka Jr. for the Campeonato Trios, or CMLL, and the Rudos do the Rudo thing, and they say no, and then a Donnybrook ensues, and then the Rudos run off. But did they really say no? We'll find out. Moving on to our next match, which was our Amazonas match of the night. Ah, man, this match, I got things about this match. I'm going to say words about this match. But anyway, we have the champion, Juvia, versus the challenger, Dark Silhouette, which this match was set up last week. And not to jump the shark, we got a new champion. Dark Silhouette is your new CMLL Women's CMLL Japan's woman champion. So hell of a match. I want to get everyone else's input first. So Papa Oso, what do you think?
I mean, I liked it. It wasn't what I was hoping it would be, but I mean, I liked it because both of these wrestlers, I mean, I think the outcome was kind of what I expected it to be. It's hard to say, because I felt like, I don't know, there was something, I enjoyed the match, but there was something weird about it. I don't know what it was. Maybe just been me and where I was mentally, I don't know. But otherwise, I thought it was good.
Okay.
I want to say this because I love both of them. I know because of, with certain girls being out on injury, like Zuxis is out and some other people are out in the Amazonas division or are out doing other things at the moment. We kind of had to switch up a couple of things. And as soon as I saw this match, I was just like, I'm looking at these two and I was just like, my big brain knows that there's a bunch of stuff coming up around the world. So it's like, somebody needs to go and start doing some tours. And as much as I love Duke, I already figured that Dark was pulling the win out for this one. So for me personally, I thought the match was good. And this is just a minor nitpick for me. I feel for me personally, the in-ring and the psychology was really good. I really enjoyed it. I just felt that there was like some slight things that were missing for me. I mean, it was still a very fun match to watch, but I felt that whether it was on purpose or maybe just how it came off across the screen, I felt that both of these Amazonas were kind of holding it back a little bit and not going full out. So I don't know if that's because, hey, somebody's about to go do a tour around the world, so we can't have them be super hurt or injured or roughed up too much. But yeah, I thought this was a good match. I just feel that there were certain aspects of me from like the garnishment, if you will, if we're like using the analogy of like a dish or something that you make, because the substance was there, but there was just a couple of accoutrements and garnishments that I felt like were missing to take it from pretty good to amazing.
Okay. All right. So it looks like we all agree. I mean, it was a good match. It was an entertaining match. I did need to also just add on that coming out as Juvia's second was La Jarochita, her tag team partner. And then coming out as Dark Silhouette's second, probably most likely filling in the spot of Zoxys because Dark Silhouette and Zoxys are coming out. But I felt like in this match, the only thing I felt was kind of off was that it felt like Juvia was given a class, right? It seemed like a lot of the offense was like Juvia and Juvia driven. I mean, did have some shots in there, but, Juvia hit that plancha where she took out both Dark Silhouette and Averno, which was really entertaining. Towards the end, it seemed like Juvia started getting very frustrated. She started pulling more Ruda tactics, like biting Dark Silhouette and, kind of getting in the face of La Bacarita, our ref. But I have to say that front flip to the outside that Dark Silhouette tried to hit on Juvia, and then Juvia sidestepped and Dark Silhouette just hit the ground. I know they know how to take those hits, but that looked like it hurt. Not gonna lie. But yeah, no, it was a fun match. Dark Silhouette hits a German suplex, pinning Juvia for 1, 2, 3, and becoming CMLL Japanese Women's Champion. So yeah, let's see what happens with that. Bringing us to our next match, which, believe it or not, is already our semi-final match of the night, where we have best 2 out of 3 pinfall. We have Titan and Neon on the technical side, and Mario on the Rudo side. But good people, keep calm because we know what you want, what you really, really want. That's right. We had coming out and thrown down as well.
I'm on summer break and you're putting me to shame with all the editing power. What the hell, man?
Yeah, but do not fear for Que Monito, because in the end he did get his licks and he ended up pinning Malito, and then Que Malito got a little smack in the culo from Titan. But anyways, yeah, Agent Lo-Fi, this was probably the most professional match of the night. Technically sound. Again, a lot of fun. Sorry to sound like a broken record, but that's just the way this night panned out. So in our first pinfall, or in our first fall, we had the Rudos taking it. Second went to the technicals, and then the third went to the technicals. Dare I say this was an almost perfect match? What do you think?
I think this is the match that we come to expect when it comes to a standard Viernes Espectacular, where it hits all cylinders, it checks all the boxes. I really love Titan and Neon as a tag team in this situation. I also love when we got a Mrs. Cavernario appearance too, which was a lot of fun to watch. I was like, yes, it's so good. Yeah, so I feel like this checked all the boxes for me. I had a great time. I think this was a really, really fun way to get everybody involved, especially continuing after almost everybody here has had a pretty good, crazy couple of weeks with everything that has gone on within the last 2 weeks, y'all. Yes, it's been 2 weeks since the crossovers and everything. It's felt longer, but it's only been 2 weeks. So this was a lot of fun to watch.
Papa, also, what'd you think?
I mean, I concur with everything. It's felt less showy and more like a teaching presentation. Yeah, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, literally, like, instead of it being kind of showy like the rest of the night was, it was very much like, let us show you how to do this properly.
Right.
I'm going to teach you what our style of wrestling is supposed to look like. Right. So we're going to start out with our players. Here are our players. It was very almost like by the book, quote unquote. But it totally felt like a teaching demonstration. But I mean, not in a bad way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I thought it was a great setup for our main event. It did what it had to do, showed off the talent of all 4 of these luchadors. Yeah. And it was a great match. So, do you like what you see? Do you like the wrestling? Do you like what you see and you like the wrestling? Then find us on the internet. We are the Biconics Podcast, and we are on the interwebs. We are at BC WrestlePod. You can find us on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. You're probably watching us on the YouTubes and the Twitch, so please, by all means, hey, congratulations, BC WrestlePod, because we are now Twitch affiliates.
Oh my gosh, I was so happy when I got that email, y'all. It took us 3 years.
We did it. Awesome. Congratulations, mi gente. Congratulations. If you want to support us even further, we have merch, BC WrestlePod, springfourthwall.com. There it is. I'm wearing one of our shirts. We have 3 special editions going on right now. We got the Hot Boy Summer Special Edition. We have this one, which supports, Mikey, I'll let you go into the more details about that.
Yes, I will be the boss moment. So we have some really fun collections. As has said, we have our Hot Boys Summer collection, which is just a fun collab for the summer. We have our Pride collection, which, it is July, but Pride is every day of the whole entire 365 days of the year. And proceeds from that collection get donated to Point of Pride, which is a charity organization that helps with trans health and gender affirming care. And then, of course, we have our Resistance collection, the We Don't Tap, line of merch, and that is getting donated to the California, just the a Young Justice Immigration Fund, which basically is a charity organization here in the state of California, especially in Southern California, to help with legal and financial assistance for young children, teenagers, and young adults being affected by what is currently going on as it relates to the cross sections of justice and immigration because, the world is a scary place right now, y'all,
Yo,
we do what we do best, especially us Latinos, and that is we fight until we go down. I am going down kicking and screaming.
that's right. And so what about all of our other shows? Well, let me tell you, boy, howdy, do we
Hot,
have
we got a
other
lot.
shows coming up. Here we go. So tomorrow we have our Flannel Fighters reviewing the MLP, the Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling Resurrection show that aired this past week. On Friday, leading us into a very busy weekend, we have our TNA Takedown Troop reviewing this past week's TNA Supercard of Honor show that is happening on Friday, July 11th. Saturday night, we have y'all in Texas.
It's gonna be an
It's
early
gonna
watch
be
along.
yeah,
It
it's gonna be
starts
our
12
watch
p.m.
along.
Pacific, man. It starts in the afternoon. It's crazy.
Yep. It starts at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, if you're watching, come and join us and watch with us. And then on Sunday, we have the WWE Evolution watch along. Very excited for that. To start 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that is what we have coming up for the rest of this week. And then we got other things coming up. I'm sure it's going to come up. But before we go into our main event, a word from our sponsor. Have you been injured by an errant tire being thrown at you? Have you been slammed on the ring apron, the hardest part of the ring? Have you taken a bad brain busting from a brain buster? You deserve. Frank Mortos, attorney at law. Roar, rumble, roar.
He has a new tagline now. It is the Beast Mortos, attorney at RAR.
Yeah, exactly. So in this main event, this was a main event. I'm sorry. The more I watched this main event, the more I liked it. On our technical side, we had Esfinge, Mascardio, three of our favorites. And then on our ruler side, we had Beast Mortos, Ultimo Guerrero. Woo! All right. So the breakdown for the first fall, this was a 3 pinfall. In our first fall, Beast Mortos literally went beast mode and just made short work of the technicals. Our technical team fought back and got the second pinfall. But then for the third pinfall, Beast Mortos pins again. We'll get to it though. We're going to put an asterisk on that for a 3. What cost? Papa, what do you think?
I love this. I actually really love this match, even though my baby daddy didn't win, but that's okay. It's all right, Templar.
That's right.
Come, lay on my shoulder, baby. Although this was super fun. I really loved this match. Yeah, Beast is literally he lives up to his name. But I thought the ending was a little shady. Not gonna lie.
Yep.
But I loved it because I know the great thing about it is I love all of these guys. They're so good. And as they were announcing who was coming out, I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be amazing, brutal. And it was great. And of course I love, y'all know me, Templario is my man's, but I really am getting a little hot under the collar for Muscat lately, and I don't know really why. It's just something about him has sort of brought me to him, and now we may be a throuple soon. So
There you
I'm not really
go.
sure, but I'm working on it. But it was great. And can I ask, does Ultima Guerrero always look like he just walked in from a rainstorm? The man is always
Yeah,
wet.
short
It's
answer.
what?
Yes.
So, but no, I really did like it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah. And what'd you think?
Hands down, this is my favorite match of the whole entire night. This is what I expect. I love all 6 of these individuals. As somebody who watches everything, It's really nice to see this cross promotion. Also, it's very funny too that Beast Mortal's out here getting the redemption arc as well because
Right.
we love CMLL, but they be petty AF and everything. But I love seeing him come back to this. I do agree with Agent Lo-Fi here. This is, I wanted to see more interaction between like Templario and Mortos and Mascara. But but because of what we're getting this Friday, I was like, all right, bet this gonna be cool. This is gonna be a lot
Yep.
of fun. Whereas Templario is Will's baby daddy, Esfinge, had to stop taking notes because when him and Mortos went at it, I'm just like, well, hey. Also, but I will be honest though, I'm not gonna fight Mercedes Monet for Beast Mortos. It's too much paperwork for me.
Yeah, right?
Allegedly.
And they're making those cute TikToks as well, like,
Oh my gosh, like, say what you will, but I love watching these behind the scenes, but as far as this match goes,
so
yes,
good.
Esfinge is so good. Everybody did
Yeah.
their part, and yeah, normally I'm not, and everybody knows this, I'm normally not a fan of, like, the shenanigans and the asterisks at the very end, but you know what? I
It
am okay with
worked.
this. It worked
Yeah, it
because of
worked.
what we're getting this Friday. It's
Right?
like, take notes, other promotions, you can do shenanigans, just make it make sense for what's to come down the pipeline.
Right? So the asterisk that we're speaking of is that well, there are 2 asterisks technically. So, well, the first asterisk is at the end of the match, we had Ant and Beast Mortos in there. Being here was about to pin Beast Mortos, but my neck, my back, my neck, and my back. So El Güero Noriega took pity on the beast, the poor beast, and turned around and called for the medical staff. And that's when Beast Mortos low blowed. And when Güero Noriega turned around, Beast Mortos said it's for the 1, 2, 3. And then this is the what cost? Because for whatever reason, an Ultimo Guerrero started teeing off on each other, and the whole Rula team just like fell apart. It was so entertaining. It was a lot of fun setting up for what we got coming up. But yeah, Beast Mortos. Really quick, what do you all think about Esfinge Beast Mortos like a long-term rivalry between these two? I'm kind of here for it. Give it to me.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
look, again, depending on how traveling works for some of our folks, I mean, because of how many companies are working together with each other in this universe that is CMLL, AEW, Rev Pro, New Japan, all that good stuff. We literally have Forbidden Door coming up in about a month or so. So who knows what we're building to? Like everybody's cross pollinating everywhere. Like I think this is gonna be fantastic.
No,
And
no, but like I'm here for like Beast Mortos, like a lucha rivalry, like spanning
But okay,
generations.
well, I mean, that is possible. If you let me finish, jeez Louise, I'll move the door. Don't make me come over there, bro. I will fight you. It's on site.
Hey, Alma.
Nah, but in all seriousness, though, I'm here for a long-term rivalry because, again, Lucha Libre is my cup of tea because these bitches be petty and they be holding the grudges for. That is
Yep.
my new t-shirt. It's like Lucha Libre definition: bitches be petty.
It's just be petty. That's right. Papa, also, what do you think? Would you like to see Esfinge Beast Mortos like a year from now, 2 years from now?
Yeah, I'd like to
Cool.
see any of these guys. It's like, bring them on. Let's just do this again, but let's just do it like mono and just go down this list and just let them
Right.
fight. Just like do a bracket thing or these two fight and whoever wins that beats the guy from this. And I would be all about it.
Yep.
So
Cool,
let's
cool.
do it. So do you hear me,
Let's do it.
CMLL? You should do that.
Right.
I'm just
And
saying.
I think they're listening because this Friday, este viernes, we got another really stacked card. So starting off, we have Rey Cometa and Espiritu Negro versus Calavera Junior Primero and Calavera Junior. Our second match of the night is our Amazona match where we have Juvia and Yuki Mash versus Dark Hera and Olympia. This might be setting up for Dark Silueta's first title defense. Just saying. Then we have Valiente Jr., Dulce Gardenia Jr. and Jr. versus Los Dragon Rojo Jr., Dragon Legendario, and Dragon. Our semifinal main event, we have versus Beast Mortos, mano a mano. And then in our main event, we have Los Guerrero, Gran Guerrero, and Stuka Jr. versus Los Ales and Euphoria. It is going to be good, people. I am so here for it. So excited for it.
I'm so mad I won't be here to review this because this looks like a great card. But hey, I'm on
Yeah.
vacation next week. Finally, I'm on vacation.
That's right. So yeah, that is moving into noticias.
Thank you very, very much. All right, kids. All right, guys, gals, and binary pals, strap in because there's a lot of things to talk about. So, as has mentioned at the top of this show, I was not here last week because I went to go watch wrestling. That wrestling that got to go watch was the AEW Dynamite 300 and AEW Collision 100 double taping event. So, why am I bringing up another promotion? Well, because especially during the Collision 100 taping, there was a big surprise. But let me go through everything that I have so far. So, Dynamite 300, Collision 100 was amazing. So, the only match for Collision 100 that we were told we were going to get was FTR versus Outrunners. If y'all have not gone watch that match, please go do it because it was fantastic. And then we got this trios match. I was like, okay, cool. So we first got Mark Briscoe, then we got Hologram coming out. And then as soon as the screen popped up Mystico, I lost my absolute mind. So me and Mama Laguilla, who went with me, listen, Mystico, it has been ingrained especially in Mexican culture forever. My grandma knows a new Mystico because this character has been around for as long as CMLL has been around, which is kind of crazy. Match itself was great. And yes, Agent Lo-Fi, we got the whole entire venue turned into a concert before and after the match. And when the camera went off air and stuff like that, I cried because of how much this means to me as a kid growing up in Southern California who is half Puerto Rican and half Mexican. And just like, I cried like a little baby, which is, but it was so cool. Of course, Mystico hit La Mystica for the win. And also, it was really fun to see Echiseto too, because this was my first time seeing Echiseto in person too, which is crazy because I've seen a lot of wrestling. But this was a really, really fun match. And then, of course, the MLW crew, we got MJF returned to MLW, attacked Mystico. So we still got that feud going on as well. But Mystico is pulling a lot because not only was he on Collision 100, but he's going to be on Collision tomorrow night, because him and Beast Mortos are about to go at it. Is about to slap. But let me tell you what's also going to slap. First and foremost, for the Pure Championship, Lee Moriarty versus Blue Panther, y'all. This has me hyped.
Put it on Blue Panther. Put it on Blue Panther.
I swear to God, I want to see Blue Panther take this. I'm pretty sure Moriarty's not losing this, but oh my God, I will lose my absolute mind if Blue Panther picks up this championship. I'm like, please. But something that just got added earlier this week, because we love continuity in wrestling, this match is a result of lasting the 10 minutes in the Proving Ground match from Global Wars a couple weeks ago in Arena Mexico. Yo, and Nick Wayne, this is running it back from the Best of the Super Juniors too, which I am ecstatic for. This is about to be awesome. So CMLL taking over Friday, but CMLL is also kind of taking over all in Texas, y'all, because it was announced at Dynamite 300 that Mystico is entering the men's casino gauntlet match for the pay-per-view this Saturday. So he gonna be there. Mark Briscoe is number 1 spot. MJF is number 2. And then Mystico is about to be popping in, as well as who else is going to. We're in Texas, so we might be getting a lot of representation from all over the place, which is going to be good. Everybody is doing great work this week here. But I also want to talk about, this is close to us, but I want to go and push out to a little bit further. So MLW's Blood and Thunder is happening in August, and I got the scoop from a reliable source. So, as was talked about last week, starting with Blood and Thunder, we are entering the 2025 Opera Cup, but Blood and Thunder is giving us 3 of these preliminary matches. But first, I got a scoop, y'all. You might be wondering to yourself, this is an old graphic, Mikey. Why is this on our screen? Well, because I don't have a new graphic because they haven't released it yet. But according to my reliable source, we are getting round 2 of Neon versus Paul London. And it is a Relampago match, but we are getting round 2 at Blood and Thunder.
But Cesar Duran, he created the lightning match. What do you say?
Let's be so for real. I refuse. I'm calling it what I need to. So that's happening. But then also we get a couple of matches for the Opera Cup. So, of course, we have this whole entire bracket. There's a lot of CMLL talent involved. But for Blood and Thunder, we're getting 3. We are getting Bishop Dyer versus Anthony Green, Satoshi Kojima versus Bobby Fish, but the one that's CMLL related. And I'm kind of sad that it is a first round and not a semifinal. We are getting the rematch between Mystico and... So I'm super hyped for that one. Not even going front. That's That's going to be great. But not jumping off the MLW train quite yet. I'm also looking towards MLW's Fightland, which is in September. And the reason I'm bringing up a September event is because they announced that Fightland, we will see Templario in action. I was like, yes! I'm going to have to look this up and see if it's true, Agent Lo-Fi. If they switched up the bracket where all the CMLL guys are on one side, that's going to be very interesting, but I digress. But yeah, Templario is going to be at Fightland, so this should be interesting. I'm excited to see. And that is your noticias. There's a lot happening this week, y'all, and I'm so excited to see all the CMLL crossover. I'm especially with, Ring with Supercard of Honor and y'all in Texas. So that has been the report, and now I bring it back to Segundo to finish us out.
So that's it for the show tonight. Papa, also, you got any parting words?
Y'all be cool.
There we go. Gotta have it.
So, of course, I got to do the boss thing, but it is going to be a packed week with all the stuff. We are doing a lot of things from tomorrow all the way into the weekend. As I said in the middle of the review, I and Agent Lo-Fi are going to get mad at me and I'm going to get fired, but I will not be here for CMLL next week, and I'm kind of bummed. But at the same time, though, the rest of the boys know this, and I will let y'all know. Usually around this time during the summer, as an educator, as a teacher, I get the summers off, but I'm always be working regardless if it's this or that. But I am on my week-long vacation next week, so I am taking a breather. I am tagging out for the week, and despite the rivalry between El Butador and Adolfo has been nice enough to tag in for me and to kind of run this ship while I'm on vacation. But fret not, because I will be back for all the good stuff happening next weekend. But yeah, I will be out in the wilderness. I will be fighting bears, both in the actual animal sense and the possible human sense. We'll see what kind of trouble I get up to. So, no, but I'm excited. So I'm going to miss y'all next week, but I promise I'll be back. So I'm on vacation, but please tune into everything we got going on, because it is a lot of fun this week and next week. Shout out to the other boys, because without them, we can't do this. So please give them your time.
Yarp. And that's it. That's our show. So thank you for joining us, Primo, as always. Thank you for keeping us honest on this endeavor. My good peoples, mi gente, please be cool, be excellent to each other. Don't forget that I'm bike, you're biconic, we're all bike, and you most definitely deserve to finish your story. So let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. Johnny TV style. Sebastian! Right in the shot, you bald idiot! You the other way! Go!
Thank you so much for tuning in to another Vibe Tribe production. What's gonna happen next time? Well, you're gonna have to tune in to find out. But until then, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and as always, make sure that you keep the good times rolling. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.